Research Management Center UiTM, yang berusaha Dr. Yong Sung Kong, Ketua Unit Etika dan Penerbitan, yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Muhammad Hanafiah, Timbalan Dekan Penyelidikan dan Jaringan Industri, Fakulti Pengurusan Hotel dan Pelancongan, yang berbahagia Insinyur Teknologis Dr. Rahimi Baharom, Pensyarah Kanan Kolej Kejuruteraan dan hadirin sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam UiTM di hatiku. Alhamdulillah, pada pagi yang mulia ini dapat kita bersama-sama berhimpun bagi menjayakan seminar Perkongsian Penyelidik Muda. Untuk makluman para hadirin, seminar ini dianjurkan sebagai satu inisiatif untuk menggalakkan penerbitan dalam jurnal berimpak tinggi serta mengekang isu penerbitan dalam jurnal pemangsa. Hadirin yang dihormati, bagi memohon keberkatan dan kelancaran majlis kita pada pagi ini, marilah kita bersama-sama memulakan majlis dengan bacaan Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Semoga majlis kita pada hari ini berjalan dengan lancar dan mendapat keberkatan darinya. Baiklah, untuk sesi seterusnya, saya akan serahkan majlis kepada Dr. Yong Sung Kong selaku moderator seminar kita pada hari ini. Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Miza. Selamat pagi semua. Terlebih dahulu izinkan saya meneruskan majlis ni dalam bahasa Inggeris ya. Okay, very good morning everyone once again. Before I continue, please allow me to introduce to you our honored speaker for the day, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Muhammad Hanafiah. So Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Hanafiah is an Associate Professor at the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, University Technology Mara, Malaysia. He is currently the Deputy Dean of Research and Industrial Linkages. Dr. Hafiz is also an active author, authoring and co-authoring more than 40 research papers in tourism, economics, community-based tourism, tourism impact, and food tourism. Dr. Hafiz currently has an H index, Scopus H index of 6, and in Google Scholar, he has a H index of 15. So I believe his H index speaks for itself on how much he has written and the impact of his papers. So without further ado, I'll pass the floor to you, Dr. Hafiz, for you to continue. Dipersilakan, Dr. Hafiz.
Thank you, Dr. Yong. Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar semua? Well, let me share my screen. Okay. So everything is here right now. Okay. Yeah. Thank you to my dear friend Dr. Yong for a very thorough and meticulous introduction about myself. Perhaps he spiced it up with a lot of bombastic words, H index terms, and perhaps today we are here as a researcher, and I'm here to share my honest experience, to tell you the mistakes that I've done previously, which I hope the young ones would never repeat it again. Yep. And thank you to RMC. The invitation actually came from my old office, the Research Impact, which is currently spearheaded by Dr. Yong. And thank you, Hamizah, for opening the sessions. And I would like to thank the top management of RMC for this initiative, which I believe that is a good start. It's an excellent effort to motivate the young ones as a researcher. So talking about the topic, I'm not young. I've been treating myself as a young researcher for many years since I entered UITM in 2008. Yep. But as time goes on, I matured myself, and I do believe that I have moved from that young group generations to the old young. I mean, I'm entering my 4 series, and I believe that the expectations from UITM and the expectation by myself have changed. Yeah, so I'm going to share an advice on my perspective from an old young researchers. So you can call me Hafiz. I am currently attached with the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, and I'm also the Board of Trustee Islamic Tourism Center. I will share later how did I will approach HeadHunt as the Board of Trustee, and the reason research, yep, and also online visibility. But let's go straight to the actual questions. I mean, when I entered UITM, I was asked, I think, same question that you were asked, what are my expectations as a lecturer in UITM? Perhaps similar to the rest of you, I highlighted that I'm going to teach subjects, few subjects. I'm going to manage student works, student activities. At the same time, I'm going to do some admin stuff. The reason being that I did not tell them about research, I did not touch them about research because we were not, at that point of time, focusing a lot on research, especially from the social science perspective. But as time goes on, UITM change, and they are trying to be friend, trying to be within the RU university. And perhaps it's been translated when our Myra score is actually at par with the RU. We are also known as Rakan RU. And at that point of time, I tried to befriend with the RU members, the staff, the academician. And I can see there is a disparity between what they are doing and what we are doing right now. And most of them are focusing a lot on research. So with my master's degree in economics, I try myself to come up with, do some research, apply some research grant, and perhaps publish few papers. At that point of time, do it yourself. I mean, there are training, but most of the time the training was focusing more on the senior members of UITM. So it's all about trial and error, submitting to journals, rejected, submitted to the wrong journal, accepted. Yep. And we were very keen on getting our works published. And again, what I've learned is that in order for you to become a researcher, you have to possess these two important things, skills and attitudes. You need to learn the skills of doing research. Talking about skills, it's all about skills that you have learned during your master's or your PhD, at the same time skills that you have to learn after that. Meaning that you have to relearn new skills. And besides having that skills, without a proper attitude, you can't be a researcher, because as a researcher, you have to change your paradigm. It's not about teaching. Teaching is not considered as your core activities. Teaching is part of your academic activities, in which you have to put more efforts in research, in which you have to change a paradigm change of your attitudes. And doing research is not like clerical works, you know. It doesn't have a specific timetables. I mean, you have to find your own time. You have to find the right time. You have to find the best time for you to do research. And perhaps as UITM, what we say, pushing us towards collaborations, collaborative activities, then you have to have this teamwork, leadership attitude as a researcher. Yeah. But again, there are a lot of other attributes that you need to have in order for you to become a good researcher. Talking about a good researcher is a very subjective term. I did not consider myself as a good researcher because I try to compare myself with other peers from the top universities. I mean, I have a lot of friends who are currently with the top 100 universities who actually having like 15 to 20-ish index is a norm for them. So, but when I try to compare myself with my peers, I always put myself as a competitive person. I always try to compare myself based on certain group of people, looking at people around me in the faculty, put myself in context, comparing myself with other researchers in social science. Even I try to put myself in the context of comparing me with Dr. Yong, who are coming from SNT. Yeah, and perhaps this is actually things that you should do, because in order for you to move forward, you need to be at par, or you need to be much better than what you have here in UiTM. So comparing yourself among peers is actually good. Put it in context, and look on the positive sides. Learn from them, and perhaps these are the skills and attitude that you need to have. But again, basing on that particular two main attributes will not, I believe will not offer you much, because there are also other attributes that are important. And the first thing that I would like to share is passion and enthusiasm. Yeah, there is a need for passion for science of research. Science of research. I keep on telling myself I want to be a technical person. I want to be known for my technical expertise. If you ask me personally, anyone in UiTM can talk about research. Anyone can talk about research, because most of us learn research methodology. But it's not easy to find someone who an expert in the technical part of research. Therefore, one of my passion is to learn new things. So as an economist who learn about econometrics, I challenge myself to learn something beyond that, looking at the bigger market, which is in UiTM, in my faculty, and no students will be applying themselves, as a PhD student and point me as a supervisor, because most of them doesn't like economics. And then I can see that they are more towards social science, behavioral studies. Therefore, I challenge myself. I learn about social science theory. I learned about the data analysis on social science. So what I did is that during my PhD, I challenged myself doing something on structural equation modeling, but part of modeling primary data, I focus more on secondary data, which I try to combine the econometrics part and also the social science. And from there, I try to portray myself as an expert in SEM, PLS, SEM, and also on a specific topic, which is tourism economics and competitiveness. And there is a need for you to have a passion to understand the truth. When you have the passion to understand the truth, you keep reading from other. You keep updating what have changed. Since I graduated from my PhD, I keep on reading on what the works of literatures that have done within my subject area, and from there it improved myself. And I try to put it in context. To test the new knowledge by allowing my students to test, to criticize, my study. So those are the things that actually what we can do. We want to succeed in finding the answer. So by finding the answers, we always try to read, we try to collaborate, we try to refer to other works, and there is a need for us to come up with a study that state of art. We want to be, we want to produce something that are state of the art. The reason being is that there is no what we say prizes for a state-of-the-art works, but the utmost we say kepuasan is coming from the citation. The state-of-the-art works will receive a lot of citations. Citations means that people appreciate your works, people deem your works as worth the worthiness of your work to be cited, to be criticized, to be used to support their findings and justifications. So this is actually something that you need to have, yeah, a passion to the science of research. I mean, the science of research keep on changing, evolving. Yeah, we never heard about SLR. We never heard about this meta-analysis in 2000 during my PhD works, but now this meta-analysis and SLR can be considered as one of the popular methodology to address the themes and also the trends of certain research area and highly publicized by top publisher. The next is curiosity. I mean, yeah, by having passion, you need to have curiosity. I love to read around the subject. You know, one of the things that I like, I followed this our mantan VC, Prof. Azrai. He is a person who like books and he always share things that he learned. You know, I tried that, but I'm not that type of generation. I read things online, so I shared online. But you know, the most important thing about reading is sharing. Knowledge need to be imparted. So I love to read. I love to talk. So one of maybe something that people can relate with me is that whenever Hafiz is there, Hafiz will try to ask questions. Whenever I join any webinars, I'll try to ask questions. There are two reasons why I ask questions. Yeah? First is to get the different perspective. Most of the question that I ask, I have my own perspective. I have the answer, but I just want to listen what others will say. Yeah, and the side effect of this question is visibility. You know, when you enter a webinar, there's a group of people who are within your research area, your interest. And when you introduce yourself properly, I'm Hafiz from UITM, indirectly, it make yourself visible, it make your university visible, you know. And I also like to read stuff that are irrelevant. Believe me or not, I am a fan of TikTok. You know, I don't know, I think I spend like half an hour or 1 hour per day just to go through with TikToks, Instagram. I mean, you know, you want to know what the new generation likes. You know, what are the things that they focus more. And in fact, in TikTok, there's a lot of educational information that you can get. I mean, there's a lot of tips and tricks. And I also like to read something that beyond my area. I mean, I love to read about computers. I love to read about mechanical parts, like cars, motorcycles. You know, it gives you different perspectives. Somehow, there are certain things that I read, which is out of the box, that makes sense for me to adapt or adopt in my research area. So curiosity, people always say that curiosity kills the cat, but never kills a man. So be curious, yeah? Well, the third thing that I always believe is hard work. I know even my dean told me that I'm a hardworking person. I always, I always try to be fast. It's not about being fast. It's about being diligent and drive. Because, you know, as a researcher, when the dean invited me to join the management team, it's actually make me worries because right now I have to change my timetable, the way of my life, yeah, because I have to focus on the admin part. And when we try to do our job, we try to do to the best, the utmost best, yeah? And there is a need to drive. So, Alhamdulillah, for the past 2 years, even though I am full with admin work, I still find the time I try to get, I cut off my leisure time, to write, to do research. Somehow, many ask me, what will your wife say? Does your hardworking traits affect your family's relationship? Don't confuse long hours for hard work. Yeah, we work smart. Uh, what I've learned throughout many years of working in UiTM, there are certain things that you need to push yourself to the fullest. There are certain things that let the time consult with it. Yeah, and this is what we call this is what I call intellectual laziness. Procrastinations. There are what we call this the structured procrastination. Whenever I want to do a research work, I will start writing the introduction, and I will leave it for a while. Our mind are quite complex, and the best thing about this structured procrastination is that as you have done a part of your work, your mind keep on telling you there are works need to be done later. Even though you are enjoying with your family, you are having your cup of tea with your friends. Yeah, so procrastination is I believe that all of you procrastinated before during your PhD. Most of us doing that. Yeah, but procrastination is norms. Yeah, is the way how we know how to play around with the procrastination, make it as our weapons in order for us to be to perform better. So again, don't confuse long hours with hard work. There are people that you thought that he's spending how many hours during the midnight to do his work, but perhaps that is the best, the most efficient time for him to write. So, and that is me. I most of the time I will start writing at 11 o'clock in the evening. Yeah? And that is my most efficient hours for me to spend on writings. And again, as a researcher, you need to have resilience. Yeah? So, I always quote my friend who loved to do marathon. He said, enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare. So you can run for 2 kilometers, but can you run for 2 hours? So this is the most important thing. You need to have endurance in doing research, because you will receive a lot of obstacles. You will face a lot of obstacles. I mean, publishing a papers, there's a lot of obstacles. Working with people, you done your part. You have to wait for them to finish their part. That's one obstacle. You might be demotivated, stop doing everything. So you might have the enthusiasm, but you don't have the endurance. Besides the teamwork issues, we're talking about publisher. They easily rejected our papers. I mean, I was actually asking myself yesterday. I submitted an article to the Q1 Journal of Consumer Behavior. In 2 days, they rejected my papers, saying that my papers are not at par. Okay, I'm okay with that. But yesterday, I received an invitation to review an article from them. And when I go through with the papers that they sent to me, the quality of the paper are actually much lower than mine. So those are the things that you might face. Yeah, but job is a job. Well, no worries. Remember, endurance. When they rejected, automatically go and send it to other journals. And if they invited you to review, just do your job, because eventually you get the spillover effects. You might not get your paper to be accepted, but you get the acknowledgement as a reviewer. And you may have to fight a battle more than once. Yes, I've done that. I mean, I have one article that I submitted, I think, more than 10 times, rejected, major corrections and everything. And eventually the papers will be published. And the best part of this rejection, it makes the papers a much better version. It made me a much experienced and knowledgeable person, researcher. So yeah, resilience. is actually one of the essential core values of a researcher. Again, another thing is integrity. Yeah, there are a lot of, I know there are a lot of possibilities for us to play around with our integrity, our standards. We need to have a standards. Sometimes when papers are not well written, go to the extra mile, get the papers rework. Do not skip, do not change the data. I mean, I'm not a fan of changing data, you know. There are terms like manipulation, data manipulation, but there are certain level of data manipulation. I mean, if it doesn't make sense, meaning that the process of data collection is wrong. So somehow you have to go back to your planning table, yeah, and decide what to do. There is a need for proper attribution with your colleagues. Yeah, people who work with you, students who work with you, there need for proper attribution. Excuse me. Again, there are arguments on could we publish student works. There is no problem with publishing student works. Make sure that you attribute themselves, acknowledge them properly. Yeah, get their consent verbally or in written. Yeah, and perhaps explain to the students that you need to work with your colleagues in order to enhance the papers, in order to make it publishable. And talking about generosity, yeah, it's your paper. I mean, it's up to you. You know, if you help people, you invite, you support your mentee. I believe that most of you have your own mentee because you guys are mentor. Yeah. So generosity is important. Yeah. And this is the start of the fruitful collaborations. A part of integrity, yeah, there is a need for humility with arrogance. You know, if you remember, there's a drama, Mr. Arrogant. Uh, the arrogance will look lovely with humility. So there's a need for you to be humbly arrogant. There are certain part that you need to humble yourself, but there are certain part of your life you need to be arrogant if you think that you are right. If you think there is a need for you to justify, to highlight, to make it as a concern, yeah, be collegial, but be collegial. Yeah, you might be arrogant, you might be humble, but be collegial with your colleagues. Congeniality is very important. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you are going to work in UiTM, I know for how many years. And the issue with congeniality is people doesn't like to. I mean, you know, when you move very fast, there will be people who doesn't like you, who might ask you to run a little bit slower. But I always argue that Usain Bolt, yeah, he is the fastest runner in the world, and he compete a lot. He has a lot of competitors, and none of the competitors ever ask him to run a bit slower. You know why? Because they are very competitive. So these are the things that might be a concern to you when you are very competitive. But if you are humbly arrogant, you will embrace the different in school of thought. You understand. So I think 5 years ago, I was always questioning myself why others are not doing their work. I mean, they are not very efficient. They are not pushing themselves. I mean, why I'm the one that are pushing and why they hate me. Yeah, I did ask that question. You know, when you do when you ask those questions while driving alone. Yeah, but then as I matured, I understand that different people have different pace. Different people have different problems. Yeah, and different people have different school of thought. So rather than arguing on that matter, accept, embrace the differences. Embrace the differences. That makes our life interesting. You know. So those are the things that I believe needed in a good researcher. I think an efficient researcher. Well, beside humility, you need to have professional behavior because you are a researcher. You know, you are going to represent UiTM in the national and international level. You will be part of conferences that are attended by authors around the world. So there is a need for us to behave properly. I mean, you need to follow the codes and conducts and the rules. You know, there's a need for politeness. I always try to tell myself, be polite, Hafiz. Be polite when you meet with other people. Even though when we are arguing, yeah, we might be arguing during the conferences, we might be arguing during the meeting, but after that meeting, we are nothing but human beings. So I always try myself, if I believe that I have, I would say, being a bit arrogant during the meeting, I would try myself to console my colleagues to explain the reason, to justify why I did that. Because there must be someone who need to be professional at the same time need to be efficient. And there are also certain times that I have to back down, knows when to back down. Yeah? And these are the things that you need to know, because eventually you will be needed to present your works with the government agency. I have experience dealing with this government agency, you know, the way how they look at academicians, and they are practitioners. So we need to embrace the differences, and we know our level and our standards. Well, beside the individualistic characteristic, there is a need for us to open for collaborations. Yep, open for collaboration. You know, collaboration is fun. When you open up yourself for collaboration, you accept people will run in different pace. Yeah, but knowing them, learning from them is actually fun. You know why? Because collaboration allows us to learn different skill sets. Yeah, and besides learning about the skill sets that might be alien to you, you also learn the different mindsets. You will be jangan terkejut you will be shocked to when you start to collaborate. You will learn the other sides of these people, and you know there are a lot of things to learn from other people. And by collaborations, by collaborating, I have learned a lot of human traits, way of life, coming from unexpected persons. You know, a person might not run as fast as you can, but this person might be much good in human, the people skills. These are the things that you can learn. And having people with different level of skill sets and mindsets actually make the research work much richer. You know, besides able to publish, able to do research, you also learn humility. You also learn about the skills, how to manage people. And it is easier to collaborate if you like each other. That is my main concept. You need to like each other in order for you to collaborate. But it doesn't mean that you can't collaborate with your nemesis. I mean, I've done that. We need to know our barrier, yeah, and we need to respect each other, even though we doesn't like each other, because there might be cases you were appointed, you were invited to work together in a group with your nemesis. But collaboration is actually one of the way to make you more human. So do go for collaboration. I even I mean it's not easy to do collaboration. That is one of the, I think most of you can agree. It's not easy. I mean, most of us are waiting for people to invite us. But never we thought that, why don't I start inviting people to collaborate? So since last year during during COVID, I miss meeting people. So I started creating, I would say, things to start collaborating. So I start creating a new a short meeting with colleagues from Taylor's University, from US, from Indonesia, asking them whether they want to do collaboration with research. And yeah, I mean, there are some success story, there are some successful story, but perhaps the collaboration activities, the environment is actually very positive, and it helps me to create networking and linkages, not only with my current friends, but also future new friends. Yeah? Well, as a researcher, yeah, a mentor is a must. You know, there is no structured way to teach you how to become a researcher. So you need to find someone who can assist you to become a researcher. I mean, it doesn't mean that you need to have one mentor. You can have few mentors. I mean, perhaps yours truly, I have 3 to 4 mentors, yeah? And each of these mentors assist me in different aspect of UITM way of life. I have my previous supervisor, Dr. Don, who teach me a lot on people management, managing students. Yeah? I have Prof. Dr. Noain, who taught me a lot on networking, on consultations, and the current dean, Prof. Salihuddin, who is also my mentor, taught me a lot on publication, and perhaps one of the most important things that you need to acknowledge to them that they are your mentor, and they will acknowledge that you as their mentee. And perhaps today, as of today, we did not work as mentor-mentee, we work as counterparts, we work as team members. So there's a lot of things that I teach them and they teach me. So those are the say a good, fruitful mentor-mentee relationship. Yeah? You need to have respect. By having a mentor, you learn to respect the seniors. And one of the things, the best part of the mentors, you can argue with them. You always argue with them constructively, and you need to find a mentor that are compatible in your style. And somehow, most of mentor will be your best friend, but it doesn't mean that they should be your best friend. A mentor can be a professional mentor, but usually, yeah, I mean, those close relationship will turn out to be a long-term friendship. And I'm very happy that all my mentors, even my second supervisor, which is Prof. Ismail, the rector of UITM School, is also a friend of mine. Yeah. So yeah, do find a mentor. I mean, just approach them. Tell them, I would like you to become a mentor. Work with them. You will learn a lot. Because these are the people who have embedded UITM punya way of life. I would say way of life. And understand what can be done, what cannot be done, what are the opportunities that we can use to push ourselves forward. Next is communicate. The communication that I'm telling is to communicate yourself to the rest of the world. Yeah. In order for you to tell people, hello, I'm Hafiz, I'm an expert in tourism economics. I did a lot of studies on behavioral studies. I would love to be part of your team. I can be the keynote speakers. I can give talks on certain things. Is by making yourself visible. And visible in this 21st century is visible in the we call it online visibility, and most of the time we're talking about social media. You might write papers, yeah, you did a lot of talks, but I mean, visibility, online visibility means that you need to make sure those papers, those content of your talks is made available online. Keep it, share it in your ResearchGate, update your Google Scholar, update your Scopus Author ID, update your Publons. Yeah, Publons is a very good what we say platform for you to have an online CV, because besides we say indexing your Web of Science papers, they also allow you to share your reviews works. So I mean, your index, they record your review paper, which that shows how your academic levels, your researchability. Again, the best research you can do is to talk to people. Yeah, so try to make yourself available with all these conferences, online conferences that are free. I try myself to be part of these conferences, not for collecting certificates, but to make yourself visible. Open up your camera. Those are the things that you need to, and then send some message. Whenever I went to conferences or talks, I always introduce myself in the comments, make people aware that you are there. And you need to know your audience. Whenever you communicate, you need to know when you're talking to lecturers, the content, the way you deliver those information should be altered, according to your audience. And perhaps you have to decide what you want to communicate when you are in social media. So I mean, I'm very active in Facebook. I share a lot of my works. At the same time, I shared few things about my hobbies, my families. Yeah. But as I keep on sharing a lot of research, I keep on receiving a lot of requests coming from researchers around the world. And believe me or not, I've been receiving a lot of opportunities as a researcher, giving talks, giving keynotes, doing collaborations as invitation as an expert, directly from my Facebook Messenger, not from emails, not from WhatsApp, from FB Messenger. I even, just to share with you, I even received an invitation to join one of the top university in Malaysia, private university in Malaysia, through Facebook Messenger. So these are all opportunities that you might not getting if you are not visible online. So again, online visibility is very important. I think RMC has been doing this Be Visible campaign. Yeah, Dr. Yong have done wonderful thing to share or make it aware on what are the things that make you visible online. But perhaps our online visibility in UiTM are still low. There are, unfortunately and shockingly, there are lecturers who still yet to have Google Scholar account, like Google Scholar page. I mean, it's so easy. Within like 2-3 minutes, you can have your own Google Scholar account, and they already automatically index all your publication. But there are cases that lecturers doesn't have Google Scholar. I mean, please do that. As a young researcher, you need to start developing your online visibility, and Google Scholar, ResearchGate is the best part for you to start off. Well, talking about future, what should we expect future? I mean, again, I think UiTM also is going towards a reward system, or I can say penalty system. Yeah, I believe most of you are aware with this KPIs, TNCPI 2020 KPIs, which highlight that so for certain grade you have to achieve certain publication. I think UiTM have been very lenient on this matter. Yeah, publication has been pushed aside. Yeah, in rewarding stuff. You might think this as something yang harsh, but other universities have been doing that. And the paradigm change is quite fast in other universities as compared to UiTM. So I think later, besides penalty system, UiTM will start with a reward system. People who publish more will get grants. right now, I strongly believe that UiTM are still practicing rewarding the underperformer. But I think maybe universities are going to change by rewarding the performer. Yeah, there is a high need for interdisciplinary research. I can see a lot of interdisciplinary as COVID-19, disguise and blessing, allow us to do a lot of research work online. Yep. So, yep, I think even myself, I'm trying to push myself towards learning and doing research with other faculties members. There is a need for collaboration by enhancing our linkages. We have to work with these two group of people who look up at us and people that we look up. So these are the two types of collaboration that we need to have. People that we look up means that we need to do collaboration with the top universities. This is where to make UiTM name visible among the top players. But at the same time, we also need to help and assist our people who look up at us. Example like universities in Indonesia who are currently been given a lot of educational investment by their government. They need support system, so they approach UiTM. So we should help them, training them, collaborate with them in publication, in research work. Yeah, but it shouldn't be one way. I mean, besides assisting people who look up at us, we also need to work together with people that we look up. So with that, our visibility, our ranking will move forward. And perhaps the top player will know about us, giving us opportunities to work on a much complex, a much recent research work that are being spearheaded by these top universities. Okay, and research tracks, I think is the right way to move forward if you are thinking doing the research. Yeah, please say yes whenever possible. If the dean invite you, take the opportunities to do research. The research career is rarely planned because most of us doesn't have any idea on that. You need to understand that UiTM need people to grab the opportunities, people who are ready to move forward. And I quoted Napoleon like lucky generals. You know why? Because researchers in UiTM are still scarce, expert researchers. So scarcity means high demand. When high demand, high price. So the rewards should be good. So if you ask me personally, research track is the way to go if the university want to maintain or to enhance their MyRA score, and at the same time to be at par with the big players. And we always talk about publish or perish. I mean these terms have been coined around the world, and people say that, oh, publish or perish, oh, publish and perish. I mean, again, these two terms means that you have to publish and you have to do research work. So there is no way for you to just do one research and then stop for 2 years. It's a continuous, yeah, it's a concurrent activities. So what I can say here is there is need for you to publish a lot. Okay, and my last suggestions or advice to you is mingle with the researchers, mingle with them, be within that group of people. You know, like people say, if you hang around the barber shop, sooner or later you will get the haircut. Yeah. So if you want to get big grants, mingle with the big grants holders, learn, get their input, get the examples of their proposal. This is the only way for you to learn and to get opportunities. And last but not least, I believe that as a researcher, I would propose to the decision makers. I'm not saying anyone, I didn't say any names, but the decision makers, I strongly urge you, I strongly believe that the young researchers, they need sustainable support. They need guidance, and last but not least is opportunities. So I can see that there's a lot of grants coming in from RMC, small grants for young researchers. Yeah. Please do more. Please do more. I mean, support is in terms of supporting them with training, supporting them with guidance, yeah, and perhaps with support and guidance, uh, with support and guidance and opportunities, I believe that there will be more and more researchers, yeah, who flourish in UiTM. So I just want to share these articles. Train PhD students to be thinkers, not specialists. I think it can be used also as a academic staff. We have to be thinkers, not only specialists, because by thinking more, you will be innovative. You will explore on doing research beyond what you have learned during your PhD. So I think we should put philosophy in the mind of researchers, and from there, we should be able to be playing with the top playgrounds. So I think that's all, Dr. Yong. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I don't think that I'm the best candidate to motivate the researcher, but I hope the inputs, the knowledge, the experience that I shared affect you guys in a way that we will try to our best to achieve what UiTM have planned to for us, what we plan for ourselves, and hopefully we can achieve UiTM 2025. So for that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hafiz, for the insightful talk. I believe that you are the person that encompasses whatever that you have spoken just now, humility, and I'm sure you're not that old because I know you personally, but yeah, you have achieved so much. Anyway, we are going to the next session, the Q&A session. So we have around 7 minutes to work around. So if you would like to ask questions, please either raise your hand or you can switch on the microphone and ask questions straight away. Okay, maybe the participant is too start to shout. Let me start with the first question, Dr. Hafiz.
It's too early in the morning.
Okay, now the personal question. Perhaps you can tell us how old you are.
I am 39 years old.
Okay, so that shows how young you are, not how old you are. Anyway, well, is there not any question from the participants? Because if not, I'm going to ask the second question. So please, anybody?
I don't think they have any questions.
If you have any question, please switch on your microphone and you can start asking right away.
Tak dengar.
Itu tak seminyak orangnya.
There's a participant named Zamnihar.
Yeah. From Salha, yeah. What will you do when you stop your writing? Okay. You know, research and publishing your work is two different things. Doing your research work means you are a researcher. Perhaps people like me do research on the field works, data collections and data analysis. And perhaps people like Dr. Yong will always spend their time in labs doing experiments. But soon after we finish our data collection, we are ready to write. Then we have to change our hat, change our hat to writer, as a writer. So writing ni is not our forte, not our forte. We are not writer. We are not people like J.K. Rowling. And perhaps you have heard the term writer's block, and these are norms among writers. So it's norm for you to get a writer's block. But if you ask me personally, the best treatment if you are facing writer block is to stop writing. Stop writing. Do other things. I always believe, I always pray to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala whenever I have writer's block. I will always communicate with myself. I say, okay, I can't write. So let's take a break. I hope that later tomorrow I can get some ideas to write back. Eventually, when you start focusing on other things, maybe focusing on your daughters, doing something creative. I always do a lot of this dancing with my daughters. So somehow Alhamdulillah, I managed to overcome this writer's block. So don't worry, it takes time to write. Somehow even you have finished writing everything, do not submit your journals, articles straight away. I would say bake it up a little bit, wait for 2 or 3 days, go through again, and you will find improvements that you can do on your papers. I hope Salha you can do that. I think Nur Idalisa, doctor, how you manage your time between teaching and doing research? Okay, those days before holding the office of TDPJI, I'm a full-time academician, meaning that I'm teaching 15 hours per week, and I did research. So I perhaps writing is not like teaching. I mean, teaching you have structured timetables we have to adhere, but writing I always find myself best to do writing during the night after my children, my wife semua dah tidur, baru saya akan menulis. And I never write papers in the office because it is not the best environment for us. Because in the office, you will always be kata kena kacau ganggu with students, kawan, ajak minum lah, time kita dapat ni kan. So I try to avoid that. So in the office, I always put myself focusing more on the admin, also teaching works. How to gain confidence to submit to high rank journal? This one lah, Dr. Uyong dia tahu lah. I always tell myself, I always treat myself macam Mahathir. Mahathir, Tun Mahathir, dia rasa dia at par dengan orang lain. Dia boleh lembas siapa-siapa saja. So sama, kita pun sometimes kita tak tahu our quality. Try yourself, test the water. I hantar je dekat Q1. You reject, don't worry, I hantar to another Q1. You reject, second time I hantar another Q1. But after 5 kali Q1 reject myself, I know lah that paper doesn't constitute the quality of Q1. So I turun lah sikit standard I, Q2. Believe me or not, even my FYP students punya paper, I send to Q1 because I just want to get their input. Don't expect people to accept your papers. The reason why we send papers to journals is to get an information of the quality of papers, or perhaps luckily we can get some comments to improve that papers. How do you motivate yourself after rejection your paper? Oh, senang saja. Reject hari ni, pukul 1 dia reject, pukul 5 kita submit balik. So you tak sempat nak sulking. No time to sulk. You have to play. I always tend to play around with my emotion. When I get this, I ni dapat rejection bukan satu, kadang-kadang satu hari 3 rejection. Kadang-kadang nak tengok, kadang-kadang my wife tanya, abang, why? Macam putus cinta. Because you suck. Tapi bila you dapat je rejection, okay fine, I go through. What I did is that, when I receive rejection, I buka balik my paper, tengok comment mereka, what they say, and I read back my paper. From there, I nampak, oh ni mistake apa. tambah sikit, modified sikit. You know, and the best thing is that what I did is that whenever I want to submit to top journals, I have my papers, I will download one of their recent papers, which have similarity. I will have a look on their way of writing, and I try to match the way of writing of that particular for that particular journals. You know, because this the published article is an evidence of an acceptable way of writing. So by modifying our writing according to that journal style acceptable by the editors, there is a high possible for your papers to be accepted. Again, I always tell my students, I always tell my colleagues, the best teacher, to write papers are the papers that have been published by that particular journal. You know, these papers are the Bible, your Bible. Yeah, you should refer to that. How do you?
Assalamualaikum.
Dr. Hafiz, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry to have to interrupt you because we're already past 10 o'clock. I'm sure you want to answer all the questions, but perhaps I can recommend you to answer those questions in the chat box.
Sure. I will do my best to to answer each of them.
Young, I have one question.
Siapa tu? Macam dengar kenal suara je.
Prof Guy. Yes, Prof Guy, one last question from you. Last one, yeah? Before we move on to Dr.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Hafiz talked a lot about the work life. What about your personal life? Try to be a good dad and husband. A happy wife is a happy life. How do you do that, the juggling?
Okay. Thank you. That's a good question actually. You know, tak tahulah, maybe this coming from my parents' style. You know, when I get married, I always explain to my wife what is my plan. You have to share with your wife, get them to know. One of the things that we always need with our family is understanding. Yeah, I just want to share. Kadang-kadang kalau you all nampak macam saya ni, macam my wife selalu apa beralah lah, because I always keluar, spend more time with my admin work, research work. But just to share, I was given an opportunity to study PhD overseas. Yeah, and I got a place at Nottingham University. But during the process of nak minta cuti bergaji penuh, my wife, she told me that her boss doesn't allow her to cuti tanpa gaji. So maknanya she have to tender her resignation. So when she came back, she have to reapply back. So, and after few months of thinking, I decided that it's okay, no worries. I understand that you have your own career. I have my own career. So I decided to reject the offer to go to overseas, and I did my PhD in UiTM. So this type of synergization ni memang kena ada lah with the family. So the wife understand, and you pun understand, you pun ada ruang yang you terpaksa beralah, your wife pun ada ruang untuk beralah. But the most important thing right now, bila dah ada wife, ada anak-anak. So I always treat myself ni, I ada banyak kawan Chinese. So I always ask them, you guys really work really hard, but you party harder. They enjoy harder. You know, hari Jumaat je, my friends memang akan pakai baju untuk pergi clubbing. So I always ask them, what you do? Dia kata memang that is dia punya culture. Aduh, Dr. Yong mungkin, atau I tak pernah nampak Dr. Yong pakai baju clubbing. Tapi they work hard, they party harder. So macam kita Muslim tak boleh party lah. Tapi kita be with our family lebih besar. So most of the time, I memang spend time with my family if I have the time. So I ada 3 anak perempuan. Bukan 3 isteri, 3 anak perempuan. So I always enjoy bersembang, buat activities, going outdoor. Lagi-lagi waktu COVID ni, nothing much that we can do outdoor. So most of the time is indoor. So family come first. Itu satu benda. Family come first. You need to enjoy yourself. I think I agree with that question, Prof Guy. family ini kadang-kadang kita tak portray sangat dalam kita punya social media. Orang selalu judge us on social media. Tapi it doesn't mean that kalau ditanya tengok all these top researcher, all these successful researcher, they actually have a very cheerful life with their families. Yeah? A very richful life with their families. So again, families come first, but in order for you to success, in order for you to move forward, you need to inform your wife. You need to inform your spouse. Tell them what do you plan, what do you expect to do, what are expected when you reach certain stages. So Alhamdulillah, setakat ni nampak semua okay, kan? I'm not saying I'm happy, but I'm very grateful because my mom also staying with me. And my uncle is also staying with me because of medical condition. And each of us play our own part. So I always treat my family as a team. So I always tell them, each of you have role to play in order to support the family lifestyle. So yeah, being sincere with your spouse is the utmost important thing that I learned from previous my parents punya marriage. At the same time, learning from others. Yeah, being sincere is very important. Sincere mean bukan cerita benda lain, tapi sincere in telling them what you are doing and why you are doing that thing, why you are doing research. You have to tell your spouse you are doing your research because your item need that. In order for me to move forward, I have to do research. Your support is by knowing that while I'm doing my research, you know your roles. Yeah. So, but then again, I understand not everyone is the same. Dr. Yong might have the ways how he handles his family. Prof Guy pun ada your own way to handle your families. But I believe we share the same traits, which is being informed. Families love when they are being informed. That's it from me, Prof Guy.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hafiz. I do go sometimes to party. It's tea party organized by my daughters lah, not those parties. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for the insightful talk, Dr. Hafiz. We wish you to all the best and hope you become more successful than you are today. Apologies to Dr. Rahimi for the timing overrun. So perhaps we can move straight away to Dr. Rahimi. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Hafiz. Okay, now next I would like to first introduce Dr. Rahimi. Okay, Dr. Rahimi is now a senior lecturer at the School of Electrical Engineering, College of Engineering, UiTM. He is currently the chair of IEEE Malaysia Power Electronics Society, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineer, IEEE. He has authored and co-authored over 90 journal articles, and conference proceedings. Throughout his journey, he took part in various projects and achieved many awards. His research interests include AC to DC converter, wireless power transfer, medium voltage, medium frequency, solid state transformer, resonant converter with advanced control, single phase matrix converter, and electrical machine and drive system. Dr. Rahimi currently has an Scopus H index of 10 and Google Scholar H index of 12. So without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Rahimi to begin his talk. Dr. Rahimi, please.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. Hope everybody can hear me, Dr. Wang.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you to the chairperson, Ms. Hamizah, and the moderator, Dr. Yong, for introducing me. Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank the RMC, Research Management Center, UiTM, for inviting me to share my knowledge and experience in this webinar. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I will proceed to the outline of my presentation. Okay, I will start my presentation about the introduction about myself, and then the motivation. To me, motivation is very, very important. And then I will discuss about strategies on how to enhance our networking. Okay, and then last but not least, I will talk about a publication. Okay, we'll focus on how to find the high rank journal. Okay, so Dr. Hafiz just now have present and discuss his experience, okay, on how to publish in Q1 journal and Q2 journal. Okay. All right. So I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand, I think, I discover, I feel, I value, I share, I gain. So today I would like to share my experience, not to teach all of you on how to do this and how to do this. Okay. So just to share my experience. Okay. I hope that I can get something, okay, from this webinar. Okay. So about myself. So my name is Rahimi Baharom. I was born in Taipei, Perak on 21st April 1982. Okay. So I'm now 39 years old. Okay. The same age with Dr. Hafiz just now. Okay. Our first speaker. And Dr. Wong mentioned just now, 39 is still young. Okay, so I accept your statement, Dr. Yong. Okay, thank you very much. So means that we are still young. Okay, so about my education background. So I got my secondary education background at Sekolah Menengah Teknik Sri Manjung or Sri Manjung Technical School in Perak. Okay, so I've attended course pengajian kejuruteraan elektrik and electronic for my SPM. Okay, then I got my higher education higher education from UiTM. Okay, start from diploma until PhD. Okay, so from UiTM. So UiTM is not in my heart already. Okay, so I'm representing UiTM actually. Okay. All right, so about my professional qualification or membership, I'm a professional engineer from Board. I got my professional engineer qualification from Board of Engineer Malaysia, BM, and then professional technologies from MBOT or Malaysia Board of Technologies. And then I'm also a member for the Institution of Engineers Malaysia or IEM, and then senior member for the IEEE. And then senior member for Powertronic Society, Industrial Electronic, and Industrial Application Society. Okay, and I'm also a member for the ASEAN Associate Engineers. Okay, so I have been appointed as a chair for the IEEE Malaysia Powertronic Society, the Institution of Electrical and Electronic Engineer, and I'm also have been appointed since 2019. Okay, as one of the panel for the Engineering Accreditation Council, EAC, okay, Board of Engineer Malaysia, and then ESCOM for the IEEE Malaysia Industrial Electronic and Industrial Application Joint Chapter. Last time we have Vanguard Researcher at UiTM, okay, under core, okay. All right, so this is list of my publication, okay. For journals publication, I have about 29 journals, okay, 29 journals, plus with pending for this year. This year I have been published 5 journals, okay, 5 index journal, okay, 2 Q2 journals, okay, for 2021. All right, so for conference proceeding, I have been published about, I think, yeah, 50 journals so far. Okay, plus with this year, in this year, I have been published about 6 or 7 conference proceedings. Okay, for research grant or funding, so this is list of my research grant. Okay, this is from 2010 to 2019. Okay, so 2020 and 2021, I have no time to update this slide. Okay, so total about 1 million something. Okay. And this is the recent grant that I've got last year, okay, under PRGS, okay, entitled Prototype of Robust Uninterruptible Wireless Power Supply using Modified Single Phase Message
Sebenarnya
Converter.
hijrah ni perkataan pinjaman daripada perkataan Arab, hijrah kan. Dalam Quran pun ada dan sebagainya. Tetapi dah ada di Melayu, kita senang faham. Begitu juga
Sorry, I hear another sound. Okay, so this is among others award or achievement, okay, that I've got. So we have participated in 5th UiTM IID, okay, UiTM Invention, Innovation and Design IID 2008. Okay, so we have got gold award or gold medal for the project entitled High Quality Low Cost DC Power Supply. So this exhibition actually have been organized by RMC, formerly known as IRDC, Institute of Research Development and Commercialization. And then after that, we have participated in 19 International Invention, Innovation and Technology Exhibition, ITEX 2008 at KLCC. So with the same project, a high quality, low cost DC power supply, we have got a gold medal, okay? And then we have been sent by UiTM to participate in 57 World Exhibition of Invention, Research and New Technologies, okay, at Brussels, Belgium. Okay, with the same project, Smart Low Power AC to DC Converter. So we have won gold medal, okay, okay, through this project. Okay, and then we take a break for a while, okay, from 2008 to 2015. Okay, and in 2016 we have came back, okay, with this project, a high power quality wireless power supply. So we have got gold medal, okay, for this project. Okay, we also participate in other exhibition, okay, competition, 5th International Innovation, Invention and Design, okay. So this project, a high power quality wireless DC power supply. So we have got a gold medal. Then we have got silver medal, okay, in the 3rd International Innovation, Design and Articulation or IDEA. Okay, organized by UiTM Perlis, Arab. Okay, then we also participate in 2018 International Eureka Innovation Exhibition. Okay, so through this project, Advanced DC Power Supply, so we have got gold medal. Okay. All right, another award or achievement. So we have got gold medal and Special Industry Award. Okay, through this project, Smart Reliable Bridgeless Boost Power Supply with Open Circuit Fault tolerance capability, okay, in 2018 Asia Innovation Show. Okay, so this is among others award and achievement. Okay, so currently I have 4 postgraduate students, okay, 3 of them as a main supervisor and 1 of them as a co-supervisor. Okay, so for the intellectual properties, okay, we have 1 patent and about 10 copyright, okay, for our research project. Okay, so just to share with all of you our research project. So this is the single phase matrix converter that has been developed in 2006. Okay, then this is the DC power supply. Okay, they have won a gold award in Brussels, Belgium. And this is the wireless power transfer. Okay, wireless power transfer that we have been developed at our lab, okay, research lab. Okay, so this is the wireless power supply. Okay, you just imagine we developed this research project from the experimental test reach until the prototype. Okay, so this is the prototype for this project. Okay, wireless DC power supply. Okay, so we have done it by our own, even the packaging. Okay, so the box actually, the packaging we have built using a 3D printer. Okay, which is available at School of Electrical Engineering, UiTM. Okay, so this is how engineer design, okay, either circle or box. Okay, so we are not expert in design and etc. Okay, so this is the prototype that we have been developed for wireless DC power supply. Okay, so I will proceed to the consultation, my experience in consultation. Okay, I have been appointed as one of the trainer for this course. Okay, kursus kendalian and senggaraan sistem perpasangan elektrik 11 kV and 33 kV. So this course actually have been organized by Pengurusan Air Selangor. Okay. So I'm one of the trainers. So all of them are professional engineer. They want to enhance their competency to become what we call it neutral electric competence. Okay, 11 kV, 33 kV. So they have to attend this course. Then I'm also have been appointed as a trainer. Okay, for this course, electrical machine operational troubleshooting and maintenance. Okay, organized by Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad Shah. Okay, in Kuantan, Pahang. Okay. So the participant actually among their lecturers, okay, lecturers Polytechnic and college community lecturers lah, okay, in Pantai Timur. Okay, so another course, okay, domestic wiring and maintenance, okay. So this course has been organized by Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad Shah, okay, Tanjung Malim, Perak, okay. So in 2019 actually. Okay, so this is PPK Teknologi Elektrik. PPK actually program peningkatan kompetensi. Okay, so organized by Community College, okay, in Jelebu. So this is last year. Okay, and then once again, I've been invited to provide the same course, domestic wiring and maintenance at Polytechnic Sultan Abdullah Shah. Okay, last year. And I also have been invited as a speaker, okay, for this course, electrical safety and maintenance course, okay, organized by Melati College or College Melati, UiTM. Okay, so this course actually for the resident staff. Okay, resident staff. Just imagine students actually are allowed to bring electrical appliances, okay, electrical equipment to their hostel. So the resident staff have to make sure that the electrical appliances or equipment are safe, okay, before students are allowed to use it at their hostel. Okay, so they have been exposed how to check the electrical appliances, electrical equipments, either they are safe or not. Okay, because of some students bring electrical appliances or equipment. Just imagine, for example, iron. Okay, so iron, they bring iron since zaman their parents at hostel dulu lagi. Okay, you just imagine kabel untuk iron tu dah bulu dah kadang tu dah cabut apa semua tu kan. Okay, so in this course, I've teach the resident staff on how to check it, either the equipment are safe or not. Okay, so this course actually for resident staff in UiTM Shah Alam only. Okay, for the second course in February 2020, so HEP called resident staff from the UiTM branch from Cawangan, okay, to come to Shah Alam to attend this course. Okay, as mentioned by Dr. Wong just now, so this is my research performance from Google Scholar, okay, in terms of citation, H-index, and I-10. Okay. Okay, so I proceed to the next topics, okay, which is motivation. Okay, to me, motivation is very, very, very important. Okay, without motivation, we are very hard to do something. Okay, so hard to do something, so hard to deliver something. Okay, so to me, motivation is very, very important. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky. Okay, we are lucky to be here, to be in UiTM. Okay, because of what? Because of some of us, okay, always compare UiTM with another institution, okay, institution of higher learning, IHL, another university, especially RU, okay, research universities. Okay, so to me, we are lucky to be here. Okay, we are lucky to be at UiTM. Because of what? Okay, because of what? Okay, so this is the current data, okay, of UiTM. So we have almost 200,000 students. Okay, we have more than 7,000 staff. Okay, we have almost 500 programs. Okay, in 35 campus. Okay, so if we look at, if we search the faculty, okay, in UiTM, So we know, we realize that, okay, there are a lot of faculties. Okay, so that's why I said just now, okay, we are lucky to be at UiTM. Because of why? Because of we are a comprehensive university. Okay, we have a comprehensive university. We have everything. Okay, don't ask what we have. Okay, don't ask what we have. Okay, because of we almost have everything. Okay, you just imagine our faculty from art and design, engineering, medicine, pharmacy, computer science, okay, admin, business, even film and theater, animation, and etc. Law, music, okay, Dr. Hafiz, hotel and tourism management. Okay, so we have everything here. Okay, that's why we are lucky. Okay, we are lucky to be here, to be in UiTM. Okay, don't compare with the other university. Don't scale down yourself. Okay, compare with another RU research university and etc. Okay, because of we are in a comprehensive university. Okay, we almost have everything here. Okay, it's up to us. Okay, what you want to do. Okay, so because we can do everything here. Okay, so this is very, very important. So please keep in your mind, since we are a comprehensive university. So this is our strength actually. Okay, so this is our strength. Okay, take this opportunity. Okay, take this opportunity. So this is our strength. Okay, so we have a good platform to develop interdisciplinary research. Okay, so we can collaborate with other researchers from another field actually. Okay, to enhance our research project. Okay, so I would like to share my experience on how we collaborate. Okay, so for this project, okay, entitled Smart Energy Harvester for Commercialization. So actually this project was led by Dr. Faris, okay, from Faculty of Applied Science. Okay, so actually we formed this research group, okay, this group actually to prepare a research proposal for TRGS, okay, transdisciplinary research grant. Okay, so we have several meetings. So we have conduct several meetings, okay, before this. Then we have prepared this project, okay, a proposal for this project, Smart Energy Harvester for Commercialization. Okay, for this project, okay, researchers from Faculty of Applied Science try to develop a device, okay, to capture electrical energy, okay, to capture electrical energy from the vibration, okay, from the vibration. Okay, so this is what they have tried to develop, okay, what they try to develop from Faculty of Applied Science. Okay, then they collaborate with Dr. Muhammad Azhan from Faculty of Mechanical on how to identify the best location to install the device. Okay, because of we need to study the best location to capture the vibration. Okay, because they try to develop a device to capture electrical energy from the vibration. Okay, so Dr. Muhammad Azhan will focus on that. Okay, and myself, okay, my part actually to capture the electrical energy and store the electrical energy into the battery. Okay, so that's my part. Okay, so we have to collaborate. Okay, we no need to know everything. Okay, we no need to study everything. We no need to have knowledge in another field. Okay, just focus on our field. And then we can collaborate with another researcher, okay, to focus on another part, okay, for the research project. Okay, so this is one of the example of how we synergize, okay, with another researchers from another faculties or departments. Okay. All right, so I will proceed to the strategies. Okay, so about the strategies, okay, so to me networking is very, very important. Okay, strategies on how to enhance our research work. Okay, so to me networking is very, very important. Okay, so the problem right now is how to improve our networking, especially for the young researchers. Okay, so how to enhance our networking. Okay, All right, so this is my personal experience. Okay, so I will share my personal experience on how to enhance our networking. Okay, so first, what you can do is you can join the professional bodies. Okay, in Malaysia, we have a lot of professional bodies. Okay, for example, in engineering fields, we have Board of Engineer Malaysia or Lembaga Justru Malaysia. Then we have MBOD, Malaysia Board of Technologies. Okay, and then IEM, Institute of Engineers Malaysia. Okay, Institute of Engineers Malaysia. And then IEEE, okay, Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Okay, you just imagine in the IEEE, they have more than 400,000 members, okay, worldwide. Okay, if you join this society, these professional bodies, so we can enhance our networking, okay, worldwide. Okay, I'm also participate as a senior member, okay, for the IEEE Polytechnic Society, Industrial Electronic, and Industrial Application Society. Okay, join professional bodies. That's number one. Okay, since you join the professional bodies or society bodies, okay, then get involved in their activities or their program. Okay, for example, they organize a seminar, okay, conferences, okay, webinar, for example, okay, or any other events lah. Okay, get involved in their activities or program and attend conferences. To me, even right now, so we are focused on how to publish our paper in journal. But to me, in order to enhance our networking, we have to attend conferences. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, so by attending conferences, okay, so we can enhance or develop our networking. Okay, so take the opportunity. Okay, for example, during coffee break and etc. Okay, just communicate with other researchers. So this is a researcher from Faculty of Electrical Engineering, UTM. Okay, UTM Skudai. So I met him, I think in ISIEA. Okay, at KK Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Okay. So by attending conference, so we can communicate with other researchers, we can enhance our knowledge. Okay, we can communicate with them. Okay, discuss the current issue. Okay, on our field. Okay. Then I'm also attend the exhibition. Okay, for example, this one Electronic Manufacturing Expo. Okay, I met this guy. Okay, Associate Professor Dr. Nozaiha. Okay, from UTP, University Technology Petronas, Perak. Okay, so currently he's my best friend. Okay, so we meet at conference. Okay, and then how to enhance our industrial networking. Okay, so this is also very, very important for us as a researcher. Okay, especially for the young researchers. Okay, so how to enhance our industrial networking. Okay, so this is my personal experience. Okay, first what I've done is actually I have arranged industrial visit. Okay, so I have arranged industrial visit or meeting. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, okay, so I encourage my students, okay, to conduct industrial visit. Okay, since a student conduct industrial visit, I will join them. Okay, right, so first arrange industrial visit or meeting, and number two, we can encourage students to conduct industrial visit. Okay, so this is my experience. Okay, I've conduct a research meeting and industrial visit to Tanjung Bin Power Plant at Kukup, Johor. So this is among the largest power plant in Peninsular Malaysia. Okay. So from the industrial meeting, industrial visit, so we can discuss with them the current issues, the current problem, the recent technology that they have used, and since they use the recent or current technologies, so we can discuss with them what's the problem with the current technology, current issues. Okay, so means that we can we always update, okay, our knowledge. Okay, so that's how to enhance one of the technique or methods on how to enhance our knowledge or update our knowledge. Okay, keep engaged with the industry. This is part of the visit since we have been there in Tanjung Bin. So most of the staff, okay, so the staff from the Tanjung Bin Power Plant suggest to all of us to visit this place. Okay, so after 30 years, baru saya tahu. Okay, I'm just realized this place. Okay, the southernmost tip of mainland Asia, okay, in Tanjung Piai, Johor. Okay, so pergi ke Tanjung Bin tu baru tahu tempat ni ada, okay, wujud dekat Malaysia ni. Okay, so that's the alright. So I'm also organized program lawatan industri for staff, okay, Pusat Pengajian Kerja Analitik Kuasa. So this is in 2010, okay. In 2010 we have sufficient budget, and so we plan to organize industrial visit to Perak, Penang, and Kedah. Okay, so this is the first place that we have visit. Okay, so Station Jana Kuasa, Sultan Aglan Shah or TMB Jana Manjung in Lumut, Perak. Okay, so we know how they operate the power plant. Okay, so what's the problem? Okay, what the current problem? Okay, in industry and etc. Okay, then we have organized industrial visit to Boston Naval Shipyard. Okay, in Lumut, Perak. Okay, so this is in the Navy base. Okay, the Boston Naval Shipyard. So this company actually do maintenance work or build ship for Navy. Okay, Malaysia Royal Navy. Okay, we have an opportunity to visit their laboratories, okay, to identify their facilities, okay, so we know their facilities, okay, how they do maintenance, okay, for electrical machine, okay, electrical equipment, okay, in the ship. Okay, so this is a special picture actually. Okay, so this is the room where the company train our Royal Navy, Malaysia Royal Navy, okay, how to use the weapon equipment in the ship, okay, in the ship, okay. So kita tahulah, we have an opportunity to enter this room, okay, because of we have a special guy, okay. So this is ex-staff, okay, Boston Naval Shipyard, Aris, okay. So dia dulu bekerja dekat sini, so guna kabel dia lah boleh masuk ke tempat ni. Kalau tak, memang orang awam tak dibenarkan untuk access this training room actually. Boleh nampak lah how they train our Royal Navy, okay, to use the weapon equipment, the same equipment that they have installed in the warship. Alright, so this is at Station General Electric Gelugu in Penang. Okay, so they have changed their system, a cooling system, from using seawater to the fan. Okay, because of the pollution, the environment. Okay, so kalau tengok dekat depan tu ada laut tu. Okay, so laut kat depan tu dah tercemar dah. Okay, depan power plant. Okay, so dia orang tak boleh nak guna lagi dah air laut tu untuk cooling system. So that's why they have changed to the fan. Okay, for the cooling system. And then this is a HVDC converter station. Okay, high voltage direct current converter station. Okay, so this station actually to interface Malaysia grid system with the EGAT, Electricity Generation Authority of Thailand. Okay, with the Thailand grid system. Okay, through this HVDC converter station. Okay, from AC system we convert to DC and then interface to the Thailand grid system. Okay, so this is the HVDC converter station. Okay, so this is industrial visit that have been organized by my student. Okay, so they have organized to Station General Electric Putrajaya, okay, in 2017. Okay, so why I encourage my student to conduct to arrange industrial visit. Okay, first, we can expose our student to the industry. Okay, so number two, we can expose ourselves. Okay, so 2 in 1 lah. Okay, we can expose student, we can expose ourselves. Okay, we are researcher and we are also a lecturer. Okay, 2 in 1. Okay, so this is for another group of students. So they have organized industrial visit to Station General Electric Habu, Cameron Highland, okay, in 2017, okay. Then this is a visit, this industrial visit organized by another group of students in 2017, okay, semester 8 students to Gading Kencana Solar Farm in Melaka. Okay, then this is a floating PV system. So this is the first floating PV system, solar PV system, okay, in Malaysia actually, okay, developed by TMB R&D, okay. And this is MCOP Gemas Solar Power Plant, okay, industrial visit organized by my students. Then in 2019, another group of students have organized industrial visit to station mini hydro, okay, Sungai Bil, Tanjung Malim. Okay, so just imagine, so this equipment, okay, have been installed since zaman British dulu lagi. Okay, still operate. Okay, still digunakan. Okay, so this is industrial visit organized by students, okay, to Petronas Kertih, Terengganu, okay, in 2010. Okay, and then this one to YTL Power Services at Paka, Terengganu. Okay, so we have an opportunity to bring students to enter this power plant. Okay, then we also have an opportunity, okay, to discuss and to share experience with the staff from YTL Power Services Sdn Bhd. Okay, so I would like to share my experience how we start to work together with this company. Okay, Aito Fireworks. Okay, it start with this company contact us. Okay, to repair their equipment. Okay, their system. So this is the fire drill system. Okay, box merah yang kita selalu nampak kat tepi dinding tu. Okay. So this equipment actually, this system have been installed by this company at one of the power plant at Cameron Highland. Okay, so the problem with this system actually, okay, selalu rosak. Okay, selalu ada problem with this system. Okay, they have communicated with us to identify the problem. Okay, so we have bring this system to our lab. Okay, I've done the troubleshooting. So we troubleshoot and identify the problems. Okay, we have solved the problem. Okay, for this system. Okay, and then we give that to the company. Okay. Then since then we start to collaborate with this company. Okay, we start to collaborate with this company because of they bought this system from US. Okay, from US. Okay, they do not realize that US has fundamental frequency 60 Hz, but Malaysia system use the fundamental frequency 50 Hz. Okay, they will trouble if they bring direct the system from US to Malaysia. Okay, so since we start to collaborate with this company, Aito Fireworks, we have solved their problem. Okay, with this system. Then I've got an idea. Okay, to develop a new power supply system. Okay, power supply system for their equipment. Okay, so I start to think on how to develop a new power supply system. Okay, for their system. Okay, so that's why we have integrate the SPMC. So this is the single phase matrix converter that have been developed. Okay, you just imagine this is that we have been developed in 2003. Okay, and then after that, this is the new generation, the second generation. How do we reduce the size of this SPMC? Okay, so we reduce the size about 5 or 4 times. Okay, 4 times more smaller. Okay, in order to enhance the power density of the prototype. Okay, so we integrate the SPMC, single phase matrix converter, with the power wireless power transfer technology so that we have been developed. Okay, we integrate these two systems, okay, in order to propose the prototype of robust uninterruptible wireless power supply using modified single phase matrix converter. Okay, so we have been submit this proposal for PRGS grant, and Alhamdulillah, last year we have successful got this grant PRGS. okay, 100,000 something. Okay, so we collaborate to develop this prototype, okay, with this company, ITO Fireworks. Okay, it starts with we help them to solve the problem, okay, to troubleshoot their problem. Okay, so maybe all of you also can do the same thing. Okay, so I will proceed to the publication. Okay, so publishing in index journal. I don't want to discuss the details on how the methods, techniques, how to publish in index journal and etc. Okay, even RMC also have organized special webinar, special event, okay, on how to publish in index journal. Okay, so before you publish, okay, we have to make sure that our paper or our research work, okay, fulfill or not this characteristic. Okay, so maybe some of you disagree with this, but this is from my experience. Okay, I will share my experience. Okay, it's okay. Okay, to disagree with what I've done. Okay, so before you publish, so we have to make sure that, okay, have you done something new and interesting? Okay, we have to make sure that, okay, our research or we have done something new and interesting, and have you checked the latest result in the field? Okay, and have the finding been verified by appropriate analysis? Okay, for example, we develop a new circuit topology, for example. Okay, so we know that, okay, what we have done is we have developed a new circuit topology. So how to verify the circuit topology, for example? Okay, how to verify? Okay, do you have verified the circuit topology through computer simulation model? Okay, what types of computer simulation model? Or do you have verified the circuit topology through the experimental test? Okay, so we have to find it. Okay, are the methods of measurement valid and reliable? Okay, can you describe the scope and limitation of the methods? Okay, and then do your findings tell a complete story? Okay, and is the work directly related to a current hot topic? Okay, and then have you provided solution to any difficult problems? Okay, so we can identify this through the literature review. Okay, we know the current problem. Okay, so and then we know that what we propose actually, okay, to solve or can give an alternative, okay, to solve the typical or current problem. Okay, so this is what we have to make sure before we publish our articles. All right, what types of manuscript? Okay, so what types of manuscript that we want to publish? Okay, so we can identify. Okay, the full-length methodology research, conference proceedings, journal, letter, chapter in books, case study or report, review papers or books. Okay, and then we have to identify who is your audience. Okay, so we can examine. Okay, we can examine first the content of the article to publish, and then even in the similar subject, okay, different journals reach readers with different background. Then we have to ask some fundamental question: who is interested in my work? Who would want to read it? Who need to read it? Okay, what journals serve this community of scholars? Okay, what publics are also interested in this work, and what do they read? Okay, so specialists, multidisciplinary researchers, or a general audience. Okay, journals, even in similar subject, reach readers with different background. Okay, then we have to identify readership worldwide or local. Okay, so this is the question that we have to ask ourselves before we publish. So, which journal? Okay, which journal? Which journal that we have to publish? Okay, of course, as mentioned by Dr. Hafiz just now. Okay, so we are looking for the high rank journal. Okay, so how to identify the high rank journal? Okay, in our field actually. There are some.
Sorry, Dr. Rahimi. Participants, if you are not speaking, please mute yourself during Dr. Rahimi's presentation. Thank you. Dr. Rahimi, please
Okay,
continue.
okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Wong. Okay, so which journal? Okay, so as mentioned by Dr. Hafiz just now, we are looking for high impact factor, high ranking journal. Okay, so we can identify the high ranked journal in our field. Okay, so normally high impact factor, okay, consists of high number of citation, and of course, okay, low acceptance rate, okay, high rejection. So this is among the main characteristics for high ranked journal and impact factor. Okay, so we can choose journal area and disciplinary. Okay, and then we have to make sure that institution view and policies. For example, in UiTM, we just for example, RMC just recognize index journal, right? Index journal by ISI, Scopus, or ERA, etc. Okay, then we have to identify the aims and scope, okay, of the journal. So we can check it in the journal website and recent articles. Okay, then we have to know the types of articles, readership, okay, then the current hot topics. Okay, and if we are not sure, so the last choice actually you can ask your colleges, okay, for advice. Okay, so this is the last choice. Okay, so you can ask colleges, especially seniors, okay, professor and etc. Okay, which is expert on that subject matter. So the best journal to publish, okay, for your research field. Okay, so this is very important message. Okay, so please, so do not send your manuscript to many journals at one time. Okay, so as mentioned by Dr. Hafiz just now, just to test the water. Okay, so please don't do that. Okay, so only submit once. Okay, so because of international ethics standard prohibit multiple simultaneous submission, and editors may find out. Okay, maybe chief editor for a certain journal, also a reviewer for another journal. Okay, please don't do that. Okay, so just submit only submit once. Okay, after you get you got the result. Okay, for example, the certain journal have reject your manuscript, and then you can submit to another journal. Okay. All right, so we proceed to the index and non-index publication. So what is meant by index? What is meant by non-index publication? Okay, for the index publication, so the manuscript have been listed in the database of an extracting and indexing services such as Scopus, ISI, and etc. Okay, and index publication can be searched or reached based on its content, area, keywords, extract, or other bibliographic elements, including authors, titles, date of publication, and etc. Okay, so for non-index publication, it cannot be seen or reached by anybody. Okay, and of course, okay, so while we publish our paper or articles, okay, so our intention actually to publish is to reach as many readers as possible. Okay, since we can reach as many readers as possible, so means that the possibility for our manuscript or papers to be cited are very high. Okay, so where to publish? Okay, a journal that is indexed by the most indexing services should be given priority. Okay, and it is the highest intention of a journal to be represented in the relevant indexing services. Okay, and journals are therefore ranked in terms of their quality, and of course based on the number of citations they receive and translate into the term impact factors. Okay. Okay, where to find the high ranked journal? Okay, so there are a lot of websites that provide the ranking of the journal. Okay, so for example, Scopus and then Simago and etc. Okay, so for the first one, I will say how to access the Scopus through PITA website. Okay, so you can log in through this address. Okay, website, easy access UiTM. So just log in your staff ID and IC number, and then you click submit. Okay, then it will appear this dialog box. Okay, UiTM e-resources collection, and then you select online database. Right. So for example, if you want to search for Scopus, okay, you select S. Okay, and then we can select Scopus. Okay, so in the Scopus web page, okay, we can select sources. Okay, we can enter subject area. Okay, for example, I've select electrical and electronic engineering.
Dahsyat dalam kehidupan kita. Suatu azab yang dahsyat kepada kehidupan kita. Sehingga
Okay, so this is the high rank of journal in electrical, electronic, and engineering. Okay, based on SJR. Okay, what is SJR? SJR actually stands for Simago Journal Rank Score. Okay, or else you can access the ranking of journals. Okay, using this website. Okay, simago.com. Okay, so just select journal ranks, and then just fill up your subject area, subject categories, okay? And then you will find out the best or the high ranked journal, okay, in your research field. Okay, so this is for electrical and electronic engineering, okay? So nano-electronic, nature nanotechnology, so this is Q1 journal, okay? Publisher in UK. Okay, Nature Electronic and IEEE Communication Survey. So this is among the top journals in electrical and electronic engineering. Okay, so that's how to find the high ranked journal. Okay, in your or in our research field. Okay, so this is the current what we call it position of Malaysia. Okay, in Asia in terms of journal publication. Okay, based on Simago Journal and Country Rank. Okay, we are in number 7. Okay, in Asia. Okay, in the world, we are in number 32. Okay, in terms of number of documents that have been published by Malaysian. Okay, I think that's all, Dr. Wong. Already 11 o'clock. I think that's all. Any question? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rahimi. So I think you have stopped right at time, and perhaps we can start with the Q&A session. Now, just now there was one question in the chat box that asked, is Schemago the accurate platform to determine journal ranking? So would you like to answer that question?
That's one of the alternatives to find the journal ranking. You can use Scopus, Simago, and etc. Okay, maybe some of you disagree with me, but at least it can give you a guide. Okay, on how to find the high ranked journal. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Rahimi. I would like to add on Dr. Rahimi's answer. Well, there's no accurate answer to that one because it depends on where you are. Like, for example, if you're an RU, perhaps they only use Web of Science because they are research-based university. However, for UiTM, if I'm not mistaken, we use Scopus, but we never use Schemago because the way Schemago rank the journal is quite different than Scopus. So it depends on which university that adopts which platform to rank the journals. Yeah. Anyway, so we're done with the first question. Is there any more question? By the way, participants, if you'd like to ask question, you can switch on your microphone and start asking question. Otherwise, you can type on the question in the chat box. And while waiting for the next question to come, if I'm allowed to ask question, I would like to ask you 2 questions, Dr. Rahimi.
Yeah, please.
Okay, number 1, I noticed that whatever that you do, you involve teaching and also innovation into your research. Now, I believe that many of UiTM staff find it tough to like gel these 3 aspects together. So my first question is, what is your secret? How do you do it?
Well, as mentioned by Dr. Hafiz just now, we have to work smart, Dr. Wong. We have to work smart. So the keyword here is work smart. Okay. So we encourage our students. So at the same time, we can expose our students to the industry, and at the same time, we can expose ourselves. Okay, in terms of knowledge and also networking, our networking. Okay, so we have to work smart. That's why we try to, whatever we do, okay, for example, I still remember what Prof. Harun Rashid, one of our visiting professor at Faculty of Electrical Engineering 5-6 years ago, he mentioned to all of us that it's better to kill two birds using one
stone.
One stone. Okay, sorry. Okay, so it's better for us to kill two birds using one stone rather than to kill two birds using two stones. Okay, so that's what we have adapted. Okay, we have adapted, and what I have applied. Okay, in my working experience actually.
Okay, so I
That's
can
all.
summarize that you can merge everything together with proper planning and execution. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
So moving on to my second question. Now I have gone through your profiles in Scopus, which is very impressive, and even more impressive when I look back at the citation and where it comes from. So based on your background in electrical engineering, most of your papers are published in IEEE publication.
Yeah.
But when I look carefully, half of the citation comes from your conferences. So would you like to comment on IEEE's publication from conference versus high impact journal? Does that mean that you can just publish in IEEE publication and it is still impactful?
Well, how to answer your question? All right, so we are electrical engineers, Dr. Wong. So we have a good platform, for example, IEEE. Okay, so for our publication. Okay, so IEEE have IEEE Explore. Okay, which is digital libraries. Okay, which can be accessed. Okay, by more than 400,000 members of IEEE worldwide. Okay, so that's good for the citation for our publication. Okay, it can be accessed by more than 400,000 members worldwide. Okay, even non-members also cite papers from IEEE digital library. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, if we are looking for the citation, so IEEE is the best platform for the electrical engineering researcher. Okay, and then but no, we have to realize the MIRA score for the conference proceeding and journal in that journal, the one. So we have to realize about it. So at the same time, okay, to contribute to high mark for MIRA score, so we have to publish in index journal. Okay, so one index journal actually equivalent to six conference proceeding. If I'm not mistaken, Dr. Hafiz can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I think it's good. Okay, to me I have no problem because of, for example, this year I have published more than 5 index journal, which is 2 for Q2 journal, and 6 conference proceeding. Okay, so to me I have no problem. I'm not sure about another researchers. Okay, so good to publish to IEEE for citation, for the high citation, and then for MIRA score, okay, good for us to publish in index journal. Okay, so that's my answer, Dr. Wong.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rahimi. So I think I have asked enough of my question. Perhaps the participants would like to ask Dr. Rahimi some other questions. Is there any more questions from the participants? Oh, by the way, following on your comments on the MIRA requirement, yes, it is. 6 index proceedings is equivalent to 1 index journal. So
Yeah.
for ranking, index journal is still very, very important for university ranking. So even though IEEE's proceeding is very impactful, you still have to publish in index journals for the sake of the university ranking.
And then as a researcher, we have to fulfill the research grant requirements also. Okay, for example, for YTR research grant, okay, the requirements actually we have to publish at least 2 high impact factor journals, for example. So that's among the requirements that we have to consider and to take into account, okay, in order to publish our manuscript or papers.
Very good, very good. Well, participants, please don't hold back. If you have any questions, Dr. Rahimi is here to answer your question. Is there anybody from the engineering background would like to ask question, or anybody from here? Anyway,
They are
let me
looking for
just
lunch.
continue some more.
They are looking for lunch, I think.
Okay, so well, I would like to ask one last question, perhaps.
Okay.
Can I ask, Dr. Young?
Yes, please. Yes, please, Dr. Ahmad Farid.
I'm not the young lecturer anymore, but just to interesting to get some info from Dr. Rahimi.
Yes,
Actually,
please.
how we gain the trust from our counterpart at international level, because sometimes it's quite hard to get the trust from them in order for us to get a collaborative effort with them. So can Dr. Rahimi share with us how you get the trust from your counterpart at international level?
Yeah, good question, Dr. Farid. Thank you. So Dr. Farid actually my boss lah. So he's head of electrical engineering studies, College of Engineering, UiTM. Okay, so to answer your question actually, so how to develop trust, okay, from other researchers, especially from the international researchers. Okay, to me, okay, what's the most important thing is we have to prove to them. Okay, prove to them our capability. Okay, our capability. Okay, so how to prove to them? Okay, so they can search, they can observe our capability. Okay, so our strength actually through our, for example, publication, through your performance. Okay, through our performance. Okay, so for example, Dr. Wong has searched my performance in Scopus and etc. Okay, he know my profile background, etc. So from that, Dr. Wong can trust me. Okay, so for example, so Dr. Rahimi has an expertise on this field. So he has done this work, and this work. Okay, so from that, from your outcome, from what you have done actually, you can generate or you can enhance or can provide trust. Okay, from the other people. Okay, so the other people know that you have done it, you have that kind of knowledge. Okay, so they will trust on you. Okay, because you have proof. Okay, you have proof that you have the capability. Okay, you have the capability to deliver. Okay, so I hope that I can answer the question from Dr. Farid. Maybe Dr. Hafiz want to add something.
Dr. Hafiz sama. Dr. Hafiz pun hebat juga kan, boleh share kat Dr. Hafiz.
Dr. Farid, geng saya ni masa RMC ni. Okay, you know, talking about counterparts ni, itulah saya kata it's either or, either they approach you or you approach them. Kan? So kita ni anak-anak ikan, kita kena approach lah all the big fish, kan? And eventually bila you dah ada credential macam Dr. Rahimi, bila you dah ada visibility tu, people will start approaching you. So for a start, if you don't have a good basis, you should start approaching them. I mean, offering yourself to be part of their team, learning. So somehow sebenarnya kita ni, I think kita ada this culture ASEAN yang pemalu tu. Kalau you tengok ya, American Westerners, dia orang tak ada perasaan malu. Malu means when they want, they try to get it. Meaning that they send emails, they text the professors melalui Facebook atau melalui emails kan. So from there they create the linkages. And by making yourself visible, barulah dia tahu oh ada partner yang nak work with them. So I belajar ni daripada geng-geng Pakistani. I have a lot of friends from Pakistan. They all ni memang very active. So dia sikap malu dia nak approach orang tu very limited. So dia orang memang email, WhatsApp, even Facebook Messenger, macam introducing themselves, and they offer apa yang dia boleh buat. And dia ajak So bila dia dah start mengajak tu, then kita ada tendency to support them. So I think we have to have that attitude. So I think for the young one, you tahu siapa you punya top researcher, approach them. Just to share, contohnya macam bila saya tahu ada seorang profesor, nama dia Profesor Dimitros Buhalis. He's from Bournemouth. He's one of the top tourism technology researcher. And tahu dia datang ke Malaysia melalui one conference under Tourism Malaysia, ada one conference. So I personally email him saying that I would like to meet him face to face and request for him to get approval. So saya jumpa dengan this professor dekat hotels, dekat Shangri-La Hotel. Masa tu is a like pre-conference dinner. Saya masuk dan saya berjumpa dan saya bincang. And from there kita create bonding, and I did not have any experience working with him, but I managed to work with his team members. So sebenarnya kita nak ada license yang liaise nama kita dengan this top researcher. So you need to do that. So try. Kita tak tahu sebenarnya. Kita kalau saya berani jamin kita tak tahu kita punya peluang because we never try. So jangan tunggu orang jumpa kita, orang cari kita, kita yang pergi approach orang tu. Mungkin dalam 10 try itu mungkin 1 atau 2 berjaya, but still ada membuahkan hasil yang sepatutnya lah. So you know why I think Dr. Rahimi pun boleh agree, Dr. Yong boleh agree. Right now it's very competitive. Jangan compare kita punya zaman dengan zaman Datuk Bakar. Zaman Datuk Bakar tak ramai researcher, tak ramai PhD holder. In fact, in my faculty, siapa yang masa I baru masuk tahun 2008, sesiapa yang ada doktor tu, dia punya level tu macam dewa-dewa lah. Tapi sekarang ni, dah tahun 2021, dekat fakulti saya hampir 70% doktor. So doktor ni dah menjadi satu kategori rakyat marhain. So bila banyak doktor, bermakna peluang untuk kita dapat kolaborasi tu ada yang kata mungkin lebih luas because banyak lagi, tapi to get the quality one tu agak susah. Peluang tu memang tak ada. I mean for you to wait for them to come and greet you, approach you tu saya rasa very small. Unless macam Dr. Rahimi dengan saya we share similarity, we aktif dalam persatuan. Kan? So bila persatuan ni you ada meetings dengan chapter di luar negara, dan you start develop linkages. Tapi without tu memang you have to do everything by your own. Waiting for the university to assist you, waiting for your timbalan dekan to pass keynote punya opportunity, to pass collaboration opportunities tu, I tak rasa worth for you to wait for that. So that is my advice to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Hafiz. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, so I have to stop our discussion today and postpone it to the following week. So with that, I thank Dr. Rahimi for the insightful thought, as well as Dr. Hafiz for the insightful response as well. So I would like to invite all participants to switch on your camera for a photo session. So please prepare yourself. If you want to pakai tudung, pakai. You want to make up. So please present yourself and switch on your mic. So our MC for this session, Miss Miza, will going to take a group photo later on. So let's give another maybe 10 seconds before we take. Okay, I can see many more are switching on their cameras. Okay. So Miza, kalau dah ready, tolong ambil gambar ya Miza.
Okey, semua dah ready ke?
Ya, mulakan count. Thank you.
Okey, 1, 2, 3. Okey, lagi sekali. 1, 2, 3. Okey, last. 1, 2, 3. Okey, hadirin yang dihormati, dengan berakhirnya sesi taklimat tadi, maka berakhirlah seminar kita pada hari ini. Sehubungan dengan itu, mohon jasa baik para hadirin untuk mengimbas kod QR yang akan dipancarkan di skrin bagi tujuan pendaftaran kehadiran atau klik pautan URL yang akan diberikan oleh pihak sekretariat di ruangan chat. Kita sudahi majlis kita pada hari ini dengan tasbih kifarah dan surah Al-As. Sekian, terima kasih.
Okay, once again, thank you very much, participants, for joining us this morning, and special thanks to Dr. Rahimi and Dr. Hafiz for your willingness to for your agreement to give talk for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much to Dr. Wong and everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Hafiz.
Thank you, Dr. Yong and Dr. Rahimi. It's a great session. Dr. Yong, when is your session?
It has to be young.
You're young. You're still young.
The speaker have to be young, so I'm out of the equation.
Itu, Dr. Farid tu young tu. Dia punya janggut je putih sikit.
I'm waiting
But it's okay lah.
I'm waiting for Dr. Yong exciting session.
Let's give laluan. Kita bagi laluan pada young and prolific researcher like Dr. Hafiz, Dr. Rahimi, and there are many more actually. I've invited, I invited many, but many also turned down for other reasons, for personal reasons. So we were going to have more session of this in the future. So so you will hear more from other disciplines, young researcher from other disciplines, yeah.
Good.
True. Tapi itulah apa social science ni dia kalau duduk di sebelah SNT nampak sangat jauh sangat dia punya ketinggalan tu.
So like
Kita boleh ubah paradigm untuk Dr. Hafiz. Bila Dr. Hafiz jadi somebody, Dr. Hafiz boleh ubah paradigm itu nanti, insyaAllah.
Oh, it doesn't take long, Dr. Hafiz. With your publication Q1 and Q2 tak lama tu.
Tak, I mean because I think the social science punya industri tu dia tak R&D sangat. So in like tourism kan, I mean the hotels, the restaurants, they don't have allocation for R&D specifically for social science punya research area.
Tapi dia punya small grant kan senang sikit dapat kan daripada social science kan, macam 5,000 kan. Bukannya dia eligibility untuk dapat small grant lagi easy than SNT ke?
Dia pun tak ada. They don't have like some sort like macam TNB.
Yelah, betul yang tu.
Macam banks pun. Banks pun tak ada. Banks dia ada dia punya own research department. Macam market research semua ni kan. Biasanya kami ni most of our ni go for kementerian, jabatan punya. Itu pun fund tak besar lah. You know, I mean like once a year. Itu pun semua jerung-jerung semua tunggu kan. So rezeki dapat lah kan. The issue social science ni is the industri tu.
Funder lah, industri funder kan.
Kami memang very dependent kepada MOE lah. MOE.
Dr. Hafiz, I would like to share lah. Actually, dalam bidang sains and teknologi pun, not all fields are comparable actually. Some fields are very highly cited with high H index. So like Dr. Rahimi said, I mean, don't compare yourself with other people from other fields. You're going to be very stressful. So but I have to say, I mean, even in social science kan, we have UiTM staff yang highly impactful, and he will going to deliver a talk, the last one. So kalau you nak tahu lah, yeah, the last one, he has double H index dalam Scopus. So perhaps you would like to join back the last session, Dr. Saiful from UiTM Perak.
Tapi
So,
true, Yong. I also I think maybe RMC mungkin boleh highlight benda ni. You cannot compare yourself compare between apple and orange lah. So as long as you are doing similar output, you are producing similar output with others that are within your research area, meaning that you are on the right track.
People have to start from somewhere, and you cannot like fly straight away. You have to start from somewhere, start from low, and then only you build your connection. Very similar, like goes up steadily, bukan straight up. So yeah, so don't compare yourself lah. And even in tourism kan, there are very significant importance in terms of tourism management and research. So not many people are doing research on that aspect. But if you go there, so of course the citation tak adalah lebih sangat macam chemical engineering, engineering science, SNT. So you can only compare within your same field. And if you're somebody in your same field, I mean, you're already very good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, bila you letak diri you tengok what others lah, macam saya tengok Hong Kong Polytech punya researchers, all these top university. So kalau you at par, you are moving forward, should be okay. Tapi kalau I letak diri I nak compare dengan Rahimi, I tak boleh tidur malam lah.
Yeah, engineering susah nak compete lah because of their citation memang sangat kuat. Chemical engineering, electrical engineering.
But Rahimi also, dia tak boleh tidur malam bila dia compare dengan universiti lain dalam bidang yang sama, because I mean, it's very competitive kan. I think these are the thing that kita kena instill kepada the academician lah yang muda kan. Kadang-kadang I also have to tell my young academician, jangan risau, time will come yang you akan move forward, but it takes time.
Tapi kan ada effort lah kan, kena take continuous effort lah. Kalau duduk saja.
Effort must be continuous, Dr. Farid, betul. Tapi rezeki, benda publication, research ni banyak external factors. You know, what happened last year lah, kita bersungguh-sungguh buat grant FRGS, tapi rezeki tak ada kan. So, tapi tahun ni mungkin kita akan dapat. So, the factors, external factors tu memberikan publication. You imagine lah, kalau tourism, JCR, ada dalam 8 jurnal je. 8 jurnal, kalau dia publish 20 paper per issue, mungkin dalam 40 kali dengan 8, 320 paper per year published by JCR, satu dunia. So this 320 slots ni competed by satu dunia punya tourism researcher. So itulah the external factors tu memainkan peranan. So as long as you publish, you gradually naik, I think should be okay.
Anyway, we still have 55 participants for reasons that I don't know. Mereka masih bersama dengan kita. Anyway, sesi kami telah pun tamat. Kami hanya sembang saja di sini.
Kami sembang-sembang je.
Sembang-sembang dengan Tiko lama ni. Dengan
ni.
Okay, participants, thank you very much. Sebenarnya our sesi dah tamat, so if you want to leave, please do so. Kami hanya sembang yang berkenaan sajalah. I mean, maklumlah, Dr. Hafiz is my old colleague, so not many chance kami boleh berjumpa.
Ya. Dulu boleh pergi RMC, sekarang nak pergi RMC pun takut.
Tak adalah. Dah dapat 2 dos, Hafiz, Dr. Hafiz.
I dah lepas dah ada 14 incubation day tu.
Okay. Maybe we can sebab hari ni dibolehkan pergi mamak kan hari ni.
Ya. I saw mamak dah penuh dah. And then I think boleh bawa budak-budak lah pun, dah boleh pergi ke taman permainan kan.
I'm not sure. I think maybe now tak kot. I think maybe after 1 or 2 weeks dah reda balik, maybe kita boleh organize satu sesi mamak kot.
Ya. Think so, yes, sure. Tak apalah.
Okay lah, I think
okay guys.
Okay.
Thank you Dr. Hafiz, thank you Dr. Farid, thank you all the participants. I think kita dah boleh leave lah this group ya. Okay, I see you next time then.
Okay, baik. Yong, nanti kalau boleh share dia orang punya komen
Ya, can. Nanti saya akan capture lah dia punya chat
Do
nanti.
you need my slides? I think you have my slides, is it?
Saya akan tanya Miza, if you have slides, we're going to share the video and also the slides with the participants nanti. Yeah?
Okay, sure.
Okay, all right.
Do share.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.